do the normal thing before we start. Hi, everybody. Please type in the chat room if you can see me and hear me. All right, Ray says, yes, he can. I'm going to just wait for a couple more people to make sure we don't have anything. Frederick says yes. So hi, Ray. Hi, Frederick. And of course, hello to everybody else. Okay, so this week's going to be better than last week for sure, because I was hanging on by a thread. Was not feeling so great, and I did an hour-and-a-half webinar, and well, I think I was all over the place, but we're trying to stay on point. We have a bunch of things to discuss that are some really cool stuff that's coming to the club, and some stuff that I'm going to need your help with to decide how we're going to move forward in the future, because as we talked about a lot in the previous webinars, that this is a partnership program, and as a partner, I'll be looking for advice, suggestions, and sometimes we might even have a vote on something to see how the active members of this partnership want to proceed with something. But without further ado, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Frank Andrus, and I developed the Instant Reseller Club because I struggled in many areas online. I spent a ton of money, didn't make very much money, and until just a couple of years ago, you know, I was flat broke and really in a desperate situation. And now I went from that to living here in Belize and living life on my terms, not on life's terms, and getting to meet people from all over the world, making a couple dollars, and doing what I really, really enjoy. So tonight's session is going to be one of my favorite topics, and for some people this might be hard to grasp because it goes against human nature. Okay, not that you're a bad person, but it seems to be the human condition is that we are very self-absorbed, selfish, self-centered, self-grasping individuals. That seems to be the nature of who we are in general, right? We're not all Mother Teresa, that's for sure. And the 5 stratospheric laws of success, they really, why are they laws? Well, because they work 100% of the time, okay? You know, if you have something in your hand, and if I hold this pencil up and I drop it, it falls, right? Because we have a thing called the law of gravity. Well, these stratospheric laws of success work just like the law of gravity or any other physical law, and they work 100% of the time. All right. So what do you think the biggest single action that you can do to ensure success? If you were to pick one action that would catapult you to success better than anything else, what do you think that would be? So I'm just going to wait a second for those who wish to type in some answers into the chat box. And so Dustin says, build a list. Barbie says, show up. Now, building a list, I think you can't make money without building a list. If you don't get up and show up, there is no rest of the day. There is no action. So, you know, that is all right. Phil says persistence. Frederick's up with the lists. Barbara says help others show up. And Christopher said share. Daniel says consistent. Dale says consistency. Okay, so all excellent answers, but helping others and sharing with others is what this is going to be about. If you want to know the single biggest thing that you can do to succeed in every facet of your life, this works with spiritual relationships, with personal relationships, family, business, job. It works in every aspect of your life, and that is to be a go-giver. Okay? We are great at taking. We are great at wanting, but we forget about the giving part. And a magical thing happens when we give. And we're going to talk about that more toward the end of the webinar. And okay, so in the spirit of giving, last week I offered the attendees of the webinar, one lucky attendee will get a copy of Profit Canvas. I want to show you again the value. So this product is currently being offered for three prices: $67 a month, $297 for a year, or $497 for lifetime access. Okay, very good product, both software and training, and of course would have to be based on the price. Excuse me. And we're going to have a draw at the end. My way of thanking you for coming to hang out with me for an hour and a bit. Okay? All right. So when I talk about being a go-giver and giving, you know, I just offered a $500 gift. All right? It's not a strategy to get more from the people I serve. It's the opposite. Okay? It comes from a deep desire to really make a difference in the lives of the people around us. Okay? And that was totally against everything I learned. Everything I learned is, you know what I mean? Like you had to keep your cards close to your vest, and you had to hustle, and you had to put yourself first, because if you didn't put yourself first, other people were going to run right over you. And that's the way I thought being a success was. Now, there's a problem with that, right? If you're that kind of person that believes that the people at the top, right, if they're the backstabbers and they're cheating people and they're doing all of these things to get to the top, well, what if in your personality you don't want to be like that? Do you think you have any chance of success if you think having great success means that you have to be a class A jerk or ass? No. And it's a big thing, and it wasn't my belief system. And I failed for years because I believed that if I wanted to be rich, I had to cheat people. And I didn't want to be a cheat. And my subconscious mind would not let me get ahead. And when I discovered this concept of giving, it was like, whew. When I seen it in all of these big time successful people, and I seen this put into practice, it was just like the weight was dropped, and I said, this is fantastic. You know what I mean? I can teach, I can share, I can help others, and have whatever level of success I want based on that. So I have to make that as part of my fundamental philosophy of thinking, not just a strategy. The fact that giving works and it works better than anything else is good just on a strategy on its own. But the 5 principles we're going to talk about today, it took me probably several years to get good at all of them, to where I'm genuine at it. You know, when I started, it was just a strategy. I just said, okay, that's a good thing to do. I'm going to do it. I didn't really, I wasn't genuine. I wasn't a go-giver. I was just acting like one. And when you put it into practice at a time, it just changes. You start getting a genuine affection for people you meet, and a real true desire to help, and something magical happens when you get there. So I'm getting a little bit into babbling, but like I said, this is a way of life, okay? Don't view it as a formula for success, but if you put it into practice, it will provide you success in every avenue of your life. I promise you that. All right. So the first law of stratospheric success is the law of value. All right. So what does that mean? Give me an example in the chat box of what do you think the law of value means? All right, nobody knows what the law of value means. Okay, EJ, over deliver. That's almost exactly right. You'll see when I give you the definition in a minute. Anybody else? Okay, so Phil is talking about give and take. Barb's talking about something that's actually worth money. And in the business sense, yes, of course, we're talking about money, but giving value is not always about money, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in the next couple slides, because value is like a wide open concept, right? And everybody's idea of valuable, like you can take one guy who finds something in the dump and could find it valuable, whereas I would not, right? And so the question of value can be a matter of perception, but all right. The more you give, the more you receive. That is definitely, Bruce, we're going to talk about that toward the end. Phil's talking about give and take, and then again, Dale says, adds to your life and business, and what's valuable to you may not be valuable to me. So let's move on a little bit here. So this is the law of value. Your true worth is determined by how much more you give in value than you take in payment. Okay? So that can be true everywhere, right? Like if you think of what a good friend is not someone who asks for your possessions or your money, just your time. That person wants to spend time with you. And a true relationship is about caring and giving and helping, right? If those ingredients don't exist, there is no relationship. So that has tremendous value, just in a friendship. If you want to give value in a business, then if you're in the restaurant business, give much more value for that meal than the other guy. Now, what does that mean? Does it mean twice as much food? It could. What about twice as much quality? What about the exact same quality and proportions, but twice as much service? You see, value can have lots of different things, but if you give more of it, then that will attract people to you. So the law of value means that if I give you more than I ask for in return for payment, I have way more chance of making a successful agreement with you, right? So we talked about this, like, what is value? We're all such different creatures. What is valuable to you? What is valuable to me? Okay, so I'll give you an example. We offer a premium capture page system inside the Instant Reseller Club. Why did I determine that was valuable? Okay, because if I have my own set of beliefs, my own set of values, how did I know that that was valuable to everybody else? I just researched the market. I seen that there were hundreds of companies offering that service. And I looked at the price. I looked at the software that you could buy one time. I looked at the hosting cost to put the software on there. I looked at all of the monthly subscription programs that exist there. And I said, wow, if this is being sold by this many people in various different forms, there is great value there to people in the internet marketing niche. So I didn't have to judgment myself, because I could be wrong, right? I just have to see what the market bears. So I knew this premium capture page system that cost $212 to buy and host is a tremendous value if we give it away for. It would be a tremendous value if we charge $50 for it, right? Because we would be giving 4 times more than we're asking in for actual price. So I think that is value. And I got other people to tell me what was valuable, right? I watched the marketplace. I watched the statistics. Now, what's the true value of your primary opportunity? Okay, I'm going to give you a question to ask yourself. And I'm not picking on anybody's opportunity, okay? And I'm not trying to tell anybody to change what they're doing. But if you really want, I'm going to give you one question that can analyze your opportunity as value, right? We've determined if you're not giving more in value than you're asking in price, then maybe you're in the wrong business. And again, I'm not picking on anybody's business, and I'm not asking anybody to change their business. But I do want to give you the skills to determine what the true value of your business is, okay? And hopefully, you know, yours is best. But I have a sneaking suspicion that if you're honest about the question that I'm going to ask next, that you may go, holy crap, maybe I should be looking for a new primary opportunity, okay? And again, I'm not out to piss anybody off, but just to share some truths, okay? So if you want to know the true value of your primary opportunity, the very first question that I ask myself when I take a look at almost anything is this. Let's get back to Bob's thing, and let's go to, sorry. So the question is simple. If there was no compensation plan attached, would you still recommend it? So I want you to think about whatever it is, lotions, potions, travel, gold, Forex, whatever it is that you're doing. If there was no compensation, if you would not be rewarded financially, would you still recommend it? Now, if the answer is yes, then it must have tremendous value, right? When we go to a movie and we really like it, we recommend it, right? We don't get paid when anybody goes and buys the popcorn and pays the box price for the tickets, but we recommend it, all right? When we have a caregiver for our children or something like that, and they do a good job, else is looking for somebody on a part-time basis, we'll recommend that person. Do we get a commission? No. But we believe in the value of what they offer, and we'll recommend it to others. Most of the stuff we sell doesn't fit that. If it did not give us a compensation for it, we would not recommend it. So the value is not truly high, right? So, for example, there's all kinds of MLM companies, all right? So there's this one company, I'm not going to mention, but it has a vitamin supplement that I buy. I'm not part of the company. I don't recruit into the company, but I choose to buy it through that company because I think it can buy in the stores. Okay? I have not even talking about compensation plan or all of that stuff, because you could still have a crappy compensation plan, but the products have such tremendous value. But that's where I start, okay? If I would not recommend it without being paid for it, then I don't recommend it. I go on and I find something else until I can find something that both that I like, would buy, and I can make up. And that increases my chances of success tremendously. Have something, whatever that something is extremely valuable. Easier to sell, easier to make money with, right? Make sense? All right. Okay, I'm just reading some of the comments there before I move on. Okay, so now we can go back to what Bob said. Where is that? Money is simply a value. The money you receive is a direct result of the value you provide, right? I suck at sales, so I try to over-deliver because it makes it easy for me, right? I don't go through the end of the day with no sales. Somebody buys some of the stuff. I make a little bit of money because they got far more value than they could get elsewhere. That's what I try to do. I try to do it because at the beginning I tried to do it because it was simple to understand this giving thing a little bit more, and there's so many other reasons why it works. Okay. This is my favorite one. The law of value, we're going to talk about over and over and over. I talked about it in every webinar so far, but this is my favorite law, and it's the law of compensation. So obviously, compensation is being rewarded for whatever, right? That could be in a friendship for the time you put into it. That could be compensation in the form of payment for the services or the product you provide. So any ideas what the law of compensation is all about? I'll just give a couple seconds there for some answers to come in. Take your drink. Okay. How about we just move on then? All right. All right, EJ. No, the law of compensation, it's very similar, Bart, but the law of compensation is slightly different than the law of value, okay? Your compensation is in direct proportion to how many people you serve and how well you serve them, okay? It didn't say how well you sell them. It's how well you serve them. So why is that important? Well, if my goal is to serve you, my primary goal is to serve you, the dollars and cents will fall where they. If you do a good job at that, you will outperform the average salesperson. You will outsell the average professional salesperson. You will make more money if you do it by serving others. So let's take a look at some examples of this in the real world. Right? So it says your compensation is in direct proportion to how many people you serve, okay? And how well you serve them. So would you think a movie star would be a good example of that, right? They make a movie, the movie's seen by millions of people, and they make millions of dollars. A writer writes a book, and it sells millions of copies, and they make millions of dollars. A musician, an entertainer, anybody in royalties. So now if you want to take it into other business, you make an invention, and that invention is used by millions of people, you make millions of dollars. In our industry, we have this wonderful thing of technology. I'm talking to you from overseas. You people are from all over the place. I can share some of my knowledge with dozens of people to hundreds of people at one time. You can do the exact same thing. You can share a post of something really good, and that person, somebody else, you started it all, and your name is on the main part of the post, and all of that sharing is attributed to you. The credit goes to you because you're the one who was trying to serve others. You're the one that produced that piece of content, that tried to find somebody a great resource to use, or that maybe it's endless how you can do it. But the cool part is we don't have to be rock and roll stars or the world's best poet or an actor. The internet allows us to serve thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of people, depending on what our goal is. And if your aim is to help, and then the second part is to do it very, very well, you're going to be compensated accordingly. Okay. Now, I found this quote here by Robert Kiyosaki. I explain the law of compensation like this, he says. Returns are minimal in spite of mass effort at the start. Yet returns can be massive with minimal effort over time. So you think that actor or actress who makes millions of dollars now didn't start when that person was very young, didn't work their butt off 60-hour weeks for doing plays and getting booed and all of that stuff, but now they make one movie, get paid $20 million plus royalties, right? Because they can affect the lives of millions of people, right? I heard somebody talk about, an entertainer the other day, and her as being an overnight success. So we got on Google and we checked that out. Well, she was actually paying bars at the age of 12 years old. So by the time she was this millionaire success, she had been a performer for almost 20 years, right? But the amount of money that she makes now from a tiny bit of effort is astronomical. And if you're a go-giver, that's how it works. It's by little, and then all of a sudden you have like a quantum leap, right? And you go from one point to, you just shoot like 10 times further into the future instantly on the momentum of all of the helping and the giving that you've done. Okay, now, so the law of influence. Okay, anybody got any ideas on how this law works and why it works? James says no. Well, you help one, and if they tell 10, that's awesome. Slide am I on here? Your influence is determined by how abundantly other interests first. Okay? People do not care until they know how much you care. Okay? I know you've heard that before, but I'm going to say it again. Okay? Let me put it in a different word. People don't give a shit until you show them how much you give two shits about them. Okay? If you don't do that, you're not going to be able to engage with people. We live in a time that the trust is not there, right? People want. We've heard, this is the world that we live in. Don't ask me to do something that you won't do for me. Okay? This scorekeeping thing is a trap. Keeping score, it doesn't work. Do something for others with just the knowledge that you've done the next right thing is the reward. And down the road, karma, or that person telling somebody else, or the law of attraction, or however it works, however you want to think it works, I don't even know why it works. I just know for a fact it works. The more selfless I become and the more I help others, the more I get rewarded. I don't even have to know why it works. I just know that it works. And that when I look at it in the lives of other really successful business people, they are putting all of these principles into practice, and they're getting massive rewards. Okay? Now, okay, so we're on to the law of authenticity, but the last one is the one that I had the most trouble with. So let me just go back to this for 1 second. Your influence is determined by how abundantly you place other people's interests first. Okay? I absolutely sucked at that, and on a lot of days, I still suck at it. Because I'm all concerned with what I got to do and what my goals are and what I got to do for my kids and me. Does that make me a bad person? No, it makes me human. But anytime I can get out of my own self and focus on somebody else, two things happen that are magical. One, I don't have to worry about my problems anymore because I'm thinking about somebody else. And two, when you really give somebody that kind of attention, there's no way to really fake that. And everybody understands when you show somebody that you care about them, you have the opportunity for them to care about you. And when we're talking about this financially, you show somebody you care and you help and you give, and then now it's your time to say, please buy this, or I'm recommending this for you, can you check it out? Then now you have a shot, right? You have a shot at the sale. You have a shot at that person joining you. You have a shot at that person. Maybe it's just agreeing with you in a conversation. But because you put their interests before yours, which I think is a very, very, very difficult thing to do, when you do it, it's magical. It produces results. It has produced more money for me than anything I've ever done before. I've done the exact same things in the exact same way previously without the principles that I'm talking to you about, and my actions and my results were minimal. Nothing's changed other than my philosophy in life and the way I choose to go about it, and I just make way more money, right? And it's cool because you're actually doing the next right thing, right? Okay, so law of author. Any ideas? Any ideas on what that means? The law of authenticity: treat others like to be treated. Okay, that was a little bit more about the first one. Um, act with your actions aligned with your values. That's definitely an ethical way. Dale, right on the money there. Don't portray yourself as something you're not. Okay? And Daniel, be real. Of course, Ed, don't be a scammer. Again, we're talking about ethical stuff, but uh, the law of authenticity states the most valuable gift you have to offer is yourself. It's always you. You are far more valuable than any piece of software, than any video. You have more value to offer other people than anything else, provided you keep it real. Okay? One of the cool things about being authentic online is that we have a space that in the BizOp industry, there's about 300 million people, okay, online trying to find out how to make money, okay? So you don't need 1 million followers. You can have them if you want them, right? Like I didn't even shade, you know, it's not really all that important. And whether I have a clean face or whether I have a little bit of stubble, I'm still me, okay? And if you try to be somebody you're not, people will see through it in a heartbeat. And whoever you are and whatever your skill set is, we are all, and if you're just you, there's a collection of people out there that are going to like you for being you. You don't have to be. You don't have to be her or that other guy over there. You don't have to. And like I said, if you try, it's just not going to happen at all. And the cool part is, people join people. You might have a great business and they got great marketing and all of that stuff, right? But usually, people join ways to do direct marketing and not even develop relationships till after the fact. I've done a lot of that. But I don't sell an opportunity. I sell products. And most people here, they sell a primary opportunity, which is a people business. And people join people. Right? We've heard all of that know, like, and trust stuff, right? So be fearlessly authentic. You are the most valuable thing you have to offer other people. You are. And embrace that and share it. Share you with the world. Okay? So we heard this all, I don't know how many times. Know, like, trust, right? People want to know who you are, what you do, should they care. To like them, do they like you? You know, do they like what you have to say? You know, they want to know, are you an expert? Can you help me? Have others had success? So here, You don't have to be an expert, so long as you can help them. And have you had success? Even if it's a little bit. Did you join something and make your first $10 online? Well, that's success if you never made any money online before. And you can say, I tried 49 other things and I didn't make any money, and this is money, right? So when that's your primary opportunity, you can be successful and you can prove that to somebody. And then, of course, the minute they know, like, and trust you, they're saying, what do I do next? And the magical one, how do I get started, right? Take me directly to the join page. I got my credit card out. And if you're authentic, you for who you are, that is a bigger part of the equation than the marketing of the company you're selling. Believe me, it's true. And I think, almost positive it was Dale at the beginning when we were talking about the other laws, he said reciprocity. So the fifth law is the law of reciprocity. And who knows what that is, right? Type it in there if you know what that is. All right. Reciprocity. EJ says, quote, giving back. You're very, very close. All right, so everybody's talking about giving still, which is awesome, okay? Because we went through 4 tough laws of giving, right? Remember I said our minds, we're human beings, we just don't normally think this way. The 5th law is about getting. If you do the first 4, the 5th law, the 5th law, the law of reciprocity is the key to effective giving, is to stay open to receiving. It's not bad to get, right? When somebody gives me a gift at Christmas time, I graciously receive it. I'm happy to get it. Not because I'm selfish, but because they showed me kindness to give me a gift, and I need to receive it graciously. See, there was a time in my life where I didn't like getting anything because I wasn't much of a giver. I was a taker. I didn't really like myself that much. And maybe it was guilt or shame, but when people gave me something, there was part of my thinking that said, I don't deserve this. But if you're a go-giver, you deserve everything that's coming back. All the reciprocity for all of the things that you did that were good. Just by doing the next right thing, you will get. That is how the world works. It's physics. Okay? Newton's 3rd law. Reaction, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Okay? That's the law of attraction, folks. Like, you can talk about it esoterically, you can talk about it spiritually, or you can talk about it mathematically. The more you give, the more you get. The more you love, the more you're loved, right? The more you hate, the more ugly, horrible, hateful stuff is going to be present in your life. There's no secret, right? For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. You give and you receive. That's it. That's all. And remember, we said at the beginning, this is a wonderful strategy. And if you start out just using it as a strategy because it's the right thing to do, it's still going to work for you. But if you can transform somewhere along the line of practicing these so that you genuinely have affection for people, you genuinely want to help, and it's not an effort anymore, then you get a tremendous peace that I can't explain, okay? And that's a gift. That's a gift money can't buy. I can have a lot of money and not be peaceful. And I know we're all here to make money, right? And that's fine, because money is an ends to a means, and we all need it. But the more you give in the course of your business, the more your business is going to give back to you. If it's business, it's going to be money, right? If it's relationships, it's going to be love, attention, whatever your relationship is about. A business relationship is about commerce, right? So that I heard some people really getting into this, like Barb had a very kind words are a little bit up in the thread, and I hope you can embrace it, because it's an easy concept, but not one to embrace, because like I said, even the best of us are pretty centered inward, and it's hard to be out there and to giving. But like I said it a million times already in this web, it's magical, it's magical, it's magical. And these are laws, folks. Laws like gravity. Do it and you get it. Even Newton, another lawmaker, says it's a fact, right? All right, so this is basically it, right? You give value, right? You get compensation if you serve lots of people and you serve them well, right? You get influence if you show people that you put their needs before yours. And then just be yourself. Just be yourself and nobody else. And be the best person you can be, because that's a real gift to everybody who going to potentially do business with you. That's the best gift that you can give them. Believe it, it's true. And then when you give value, you serve others, you listen, you put others first, you be real, then you're going to make some money here, if money is your goal. You will receive. Anybody have any questions on this? I know it's a very different topic than what we usually talk about for marketing and making money, but I don't think there's anything more important than this topic to set you on the right track, and everybody can do it. There are no limitations here for anybody. It does sound easy until you put it into practice, because everything we've been taught and learned has told us to do the opposite. Take when we can, not steal, but every time there's an opportunity, seize the opportunity. Okay? If two people are competing for the same thing, you have a right to win, and it doesn't matter if they lose. But we take it to a different level, right? We will, if I want and you want something, I should be allowed to compete with you, and the winner takes the spoils. But if I want something and you need something, then I shouldn't be taking, my wants should not trump your needs. You see the difference? And this is where our competitive attitude, this is where our business ethics take us. Win at all costs, win at all costs. And all I'm saying is, no, give at all costs. Give at all costs. The reward is exponential. And all the other stuff just gets you fighting the next battle the next day. Absolutely. EJ and Barbara both talking about it's practice, right? Practice is skill. I told you, this was totally foreign to me. I fell in love with it because I hated everything I knew about rich people or thought I knew about rich people. I hated them. I had them as some evil ogres, and I didn't want to be like that. And there's no way to get money if my belief system thinks I have to be like that. And when I read this little book called The Go-Giver, and I highly recommend it, there's a set of books actually, but the first one is a good start. I highly recommend it. Called The Go-Giver, Bob Berg and Jim Mann, I think. And this is where I got all the stuff from, except I put it into practice, right? When I help somebody, I do it because it's the right thing to do, right? I help way more people that are on the free part of my program than I help people that are on the paid part of my program. Doesn't matter to me. It all works out. It all works out. I get what I need. This is doing well, but I like what I do, right? I like teaching more than anything. So, and this topic, as you can tell, is very passionate. But Dale has the book. That's why you had all the answers, eh, Dale? Yeah. So James is talking about me helping him out, and I do it because I thought it was a good strategy at first. Now I do it because I like it. And it gave me a little bit of results first, and now that I'm a little bit more genuine, it gets me massive results. And what could be better? Just do the right thing. Do the right thing, the next right thing, and the next right thing, and you get reciprocity. And that's magical, like I said, over and over and over. Okay, so I've just got to go to my list here. Talked about that. Okay, one of the things I'm going to be sending out is wow, I just totally lost the word, a survey. And the reason why I'm going to be doing that is that I like to do trainings like this, and part of my responsibility to the revenue partners is to sell stuff, right? So on a webinar, you usually have to at least tell people about one thing and how this works in there and stuff like that, and that's fine. But I like to keep to this kind of thing. So I really would like to go to a 2, maybe 3 webinar a week series. So one would be always talking about value viral marketing and what the club is all about, so that others could get an understanding of exactly how things work together. And this is the kind of webinar that would be very, very similar week after week after week. Although I would do them live, the content would be just improved upon, but it would be very, very similar. But when I'm dealing with the leaders and the people who are partners, I don't want to be just spitting out the same old stuff every week. It's great for the new people, and it's great for your prospects. So I think we should put something right. And then I don't know if we should have a revenue partner and a reseller partner webinar. So that would be 3 separate ones. So anyways, I'm going to put out a survey. I'm really, really going to be looking for your guidance to tell me exactly how you want this to go. And I'll take the results of the survey, and I will structure something based on what you tell me. Okay, so look out for that. I'm going to actually get inside the club, and then you'll be able to see it at work. Okay, so that is webinars. Okay, so now we no webinar would be complete without me showing you. Did it switch to this? Okay. So we got wiped out by hurricanes and then illness, probably from some bad water after the hurricane. So for almost 10 days, not a lot of promotion got done here in the Instant Reseller Club. And we're riding a big wave of momentum, so I want to capitalize that. So from now until the end of September, we're going to be putting back to back to back tremendous offers. You know, the kind of thing that we obviously we just couldn't do all of the time because, well, you just can't give away, like in video takeover here. Okay, you got almost $500 worth of stuff for a one-time cost of $47. So I couldn't do that. Like, I want to over-deliver, but giving you twice as much or 3 times as much is good. But 10 times as much is not something that realistically is possible. We're going to be doing a variety of these kind of offers all the rest of this month and all of next month because we have a commitment to our revenue partners. Make sure that we generate a good amount of sales for the club and for the revenue partners as well. Okay, so we're starting off with Vid Takeover. Okay, this is a tremendous collection of video marketing software and training. This is all premium product, and you go check it out inside here. This is on for the rest of today and then 3 more days, then it's gone. One of the things that we did last time is I ran a sale and people didn't get enough time to get in, so we extended it. But there will be no extension. At the end, when the counter hits 0 on Saturday, it's gone. Okay? We may offer it again, but not at $47, maybe at $147. Okay? So we talk about that. All right. So I'm going to get to questions in a minute, but one of the big questions that I always get is revenue partner versus reseller partner. And in my mucus-induced this last week, I tried to explain it, and I think I was about as clear as mud. So I'm going to try again. The Instant Reseller Club has 3 memberships. Membership number 1 is the freemium membership. Okay? And we give away the capture page system, the headline creator, the copyright video course, and the swipe file chamber. So it's about $348 in value. There's no obligation for anybody who joins. They get all of that stuff for free. Now, because we have some really cool exclusive products inside the club, many people who are free members buy the products inside the club. Now, why would they? Sorry, I got to go back through this here. Log me out. So why would they do that? Let me get over to this. Okay. So I'm just going to take one example. Okay. We call this the exclusive offer section, right? You have to click here to get. Why are they exclusive? Because it doesn't matter if you're a free member, a revenue partner, or a reseller. They're exclusive for a couple reasons. So if you're a free member, they're exclusive because this product outside the club is $67. Inside the club, it's $37. It's exclusive on price. Many of the products are exclusive on price, plus you can't find it anywhere else in the club. And then finally, if you are a reseller partner, first big difference is when you're a reseller partner, you could buy this and resell it outside of the club and keep 100% of the money, okay? So a free person can buy all of the stuff and they can get the tremendous price value, okay? And they can get it not available anywhere else. If a reseller partner can buy any of the products in the club and resell them outside the club and keep all of the money, okay? So that's a reseller partner. The reseller partnerships are $97 a year or $197 lifetime. You can read about all of this stuff. You can ask us any questions you have. What I like to show about this is because now we talk about the revenue partner. When a person brings somebody into the reseller club, right? They get their free stuff, and now their members are starting to take advantage of the exclusive offers that we email them and we sell them, right? Well, if they buy something, you're probably going to want to get a little piece of that money. And it only costs $9.95 per month to be a reseller partner. And that means the revenue made from the people you bring in inside the club is paid back out to you in two types of commissions. So if they would have bought Traffic Takeover here for $47, we would have paid you 30%. If they would have bought one of these, we would pay you 100%. Okay, so let me say that again. All products inside the club are 30% commission. All upgrades to reseller partner, either the partner or the pro partner program, is 100% commission. So they upgrade to this, you get paid $197. This kind of program doesn't exist anywhere where you can pay $10 and get $200 commissions over and over and over and over and over. How do you get the commissions? Just refer people to the $348 in free stuff. Hey, come and get this free stuff. They come and get it. They sign up under you. I do the selling. I do the selling for the stuff inside the program. They buy it. You get paid. They come in and they buy a video takeover package that has 4 products for the price of one, plus all these bonuses, just short of $500 in retail value. They say, wow, I want that. You get that. That's a revenue partner. When somebody's a reseller partner, they can buy any of those products. They have unlimited site license unlimited license to sell them outside the club, and we provide the sales pages and the email swipes, and you're just all set to go. As soon as you buy a product, you're ready to go. You drive traffic to a page, they buy it, you get all the money. That happens outside the club for the resellers. The revenue partners get revenue from all the sales that happen inside the club. Any questions on that? Yeah, Frederick's asking, the FB Takeover banner is still there because that bundle is still available. And that was a product for Facebook There was 5 products in there. It's like the video takeover. Okay. I don't know how many hundreds of dollars of stuff there was in there. Probably very similar, about $600. And we put it on as a grand opening special for $47, and it's closed. People had 4 days to buy it, and that's it. Okay, now we're opening it again at $147 because it's still a massive value at that price. Okay, any questions about the revenue partner or the resale partner? Now, the one thing that if you haven't upgraded to a revenue partner yet, it's a very small commitment to make sure you don't lose out on a $200 commission. And this has happened several times in the short period of time that we've been there. Like, it happens lots where people miss out on a $11 commission. But when somebody upgrades, you brought in and they pay $197, you're going to have all that money. Okay, cool. Get clear. Frederick says yes. Awesome. All right. So, okay. So the next thing I want you to stick a. Let's see if I can go to my whiteboard. All right. Okay. Good question, Dale. How and when you get paid? The system, the payment processor that we use to make sure there's no problems for refunds, okay? And when it comes to refunds, we will do everything in our power to make sure there's no refund, okay? Meaning that, you know, if I have to bribe them to stay with us so that you don't lose your percentage, I'm going to do it, right? So there'll be very, very few refunds, but if there is, we have to make sure that money's there until the refund period is over. So that's 30 days. We pay every Friday. So if you made a sale today and it's Wednesday today, you would be, what, 32 days before you got paid. So depending on what time in the week, right, we pay every Friday, but every sale is held for 30 days. And then as soon as those funds are open to be paid, then on the Friday they become open, you get paid. Does that answer your question, Dan? All right, I'm going to try now. Got my pencil. Okay, it's green. All right. So, take my eraser. So we're going to try to do this. I don't know when I'm going to start. I want you to look out for the emails and look out in the group for when it starts. I said in the week that we launched that I was going to start bringing people into the reseller club under my affiliate ID. Okay? Well, I don't want to be out there competing with you guys. But why I wanted to do it is I wanted to show you that using the exact same that I teach in this training here, in the copy and paste profits training. Oh wait, I'm not on my screen share, sorry. So the exact same training that I teach in here, I use that exact same stuff. And I recruit just about as many people as I want. So I don't want to be out here taking your customers away. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep doing it. And here's the strategy. Not to compete, but when we start a week, at the beginning of a week, I'll say, I want you to refer 10 people in the next week. Okay? So when you do that, I'm going to give you 5 of mine. So these are 5 people I signed up into the club. This is all going to be random. You're going to get who you're going to get. And when they buy, right, you're going to get paid. So there's a lot of things that don't exist anywhere else online inside this club. But I'm going to tell you, this one doesn't exist anywhere. You don't have the owner of a company recruiting for you, period. Offering to take part of my revenue. I brought 5 people into the club, and I'm going to just hand them off to you. I'm going to put your referral ID, and they're no longer mine, they're going to be yours. They may buy nothing. They may buy hundreds of dollars worth of stuff. We won't know. It'll all be the luck of the draw, right? But most likely they're going to buy something over that money over to you. And what do you got to do? You got to act. You got to do some action. We're going to say, okay, we're starting today, and we're going to end 7 days from now. You bring in 12. You bring in 10 people. We're going to add 5 as a bonus. Any question? All right, so Bruce is giving you a scenario like if you brought in 10 this week, like when I started, it'll start from the day that you get the email will start. What Bruce is saying is that if you got 10 this week, I would give you 5 more. And if you got, so if you got 40, you get it 20 as a bonus. Now, that may be exactly the fact. I may be recruiting at such a high amount that I will have all of those people to hand over to. But of course, if the tank goes dry, we'll stop the promotion, right? Like I'll never continue another week if I don't have a couple hundred people between me and my partner to give away, right? Because I know the people who are going to recruit 10 are going to stick with this. They're going to become resellers. You're going to be revenue partners. You're going to make money. And because you're supporting the system, I'm going to support you. Fair? All right. All right. All right. So I'm out of things to talk about. Alicia's going to put the link in for the revenue partner. If you're not a revenue partner, you're never going to have an opportunity to get a successful online marketer to sell for you and share the money. I do all the selling. All you do is give away free stuff to get people to come to the club. I do all the selling for you. And you're going to see a lot of good examples of that in the next 6 weeks because we're going to ramp this right up, and the existing revenue partners are going to be very happy for my efforts. All right, so if there is no more questions, I'm going to wait another minute or two. And if there's no more questions, I'm going to quit for today. Oh, you know what? I almost got out on you guys without giving away the gift. I did that once a couple of months ago, offered a great big gift, and got all kinds of people on a webinar, and I totally ditched them. But okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to erase this. Wish I knew how to just, oh, wait. Oh, okay. All right, I got enough to. So I'm going to switch over to, oh no, I can't do that. All right, we're gonna write it down. All right, so what we did last time was we're going to pick a number between 1 and 100. And Alicia's going to write it down on a piece of paper. And the person who is closest to that number is going to win a copy of the Profit Canvas software. If there is the same number, or if we have somebody, let's say there's 2 people that are equal distance away from that number, then we're going to ask them each to pick again until we have a winner.
You want me to write right now?
Yeah, write it. Write it. Yeah. Did you write it?
No.
Okay. Write the number, and then you guys type in your number into the chat box. Okay. Give me the number. All right. So the numbers are coming in. Okay, is that everybody? I'm going to make this bigger here for a second so I can see them all. All right. So, put that back here. All right.
I think.
I know who won.
Oh, Daniel put the number in my private chat. I think he asked him to put it in the public chat.
Okay. Daniel, Alicia's saying that you put your number, your guess in the private chat, in her private chat. Can you put on the public chat? Because we don't have your number with everybody else's results yet. Well, where did my... Wow. Did you see it?
No, it's not.
All right, so I gotta just minimize this.
So he's saying that he can't get to. Do you want me to type the number in the public?
Yes. What's his number?
23.
23? Okay. So this is This is the number that Alicia wrote down. Okay, so the closest number to this was 22, and that's Ray. Okay, Ray? Now, if I'm not mistaken, Ray, you already have a copy of this. So you either have one to sell now, or we can talk privately and I can hook you up with something else. Okay? So as always, let me tell you how much I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And I couldn't do it without you. And I'm happy that you're all here. And I look forward to making you some money this month. All right? Bye for now.